And with the conclusion of the national anthem, we now start up Game 2 of Alumni Weekend here at West Virginia University. The Mountaineers came out last night with a 4-0 win over Mercyhurst University in dominating fashion. They now come in with a game against Slippery Rock, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Big game for the Mountaineers here as they just secured a playoff spot last night. Now they strive to just hold on to it. Both teams' captains now gather at center ice for the inaugural puck drop. And there it is. Last night, Ryan Wickheiser came out and pitched a shutout for the Mountaineers in their 4-0 victory tonight. Ben Zainty looking to do the exact same thing and shut the door against Slippery Rock University. And the opening faceoff is won by the Mountaineers, and they kick it over to Eric Keefe. Mountaineers starting a cycle in their zone. That one skips over the stick of Lewis. Now it's pinned along the boards as Lewis battles for the puck. It kicks free and Lewis lugs it out. He gets it out at least as far as Sawyer, but he mishandles and the puck gets kicked back into the corner. Puck gets sent over and chopped down by Wyatt Murphy. And Slippery Rock starts it up through neutral ice, and a player loses an edge, and that will lead to a turnover as Jukas brings it into the zone. Jukas is shot right into the chest of the netminder, and we have a stoppage in play. Puck controlled now by the Mountaineers along the far wall, and that shot, and he scores! An early shot and a great shot by Jukas right into the top right corner, and the Mountaineers jump out to a 1-0 lead early in the first period. Jukas just turns around and snaps one home. And now Slippery Rock is going to try to answer. Slippery Rock bringing it into their offensive end. They send the puck back. It goes all the way through, and a shot there. Zainty pads that one away off a deflection. It's loose out in front, and now it's taken by Evans. Evans sends one around the boards looking for Bartholow. That doesn't go. And the puck goes all the way around to be taken by Morris. Morris picks one ahead. It goes to Van Dam. Van Dam drops one for Evans. Evans sends one long cross ice. That will go to nobody. And as the puck was touched up before it crossed the icing line, there will be no icing. Puck sends up back across the blue line. Morris dumps it in, and the Mountaineers will make a change. Pevanitis providing forecheck there, and now the Rock work it into the offensive end. Mountaineers send it back out. Both teams going hard after it, and this time it will be an icing. As the puck goes all the way down. Face-off won by the Mountaineers. Hedges looking to backhand it out of the zone. He does so unsuccessfully, and it's back in possession of the Rock. With it now is Sable. Sable turns the puck over, and now Slippery Rock with it down low. They work it out in front. And Zainty well outside of his crease, but he is bailed out by his defense as the net comes off its moorings. Face-off won by the Mountaineers, back for Hedges. Hedges with the puck now as he controls it around. And he flips one long and high over to the far side of the rink. As now it gets controlled by the Rock as they look to bring it up through neutral ice. And that one turned over, a good strip there by Belmore. And he'll dump it back in so he can go off for a change. Slippery Rock trying to work their way through this Mountaineer forecheck. And now they'll do so successfully, and they come into the zone with speed. Zainty pokes one away. Now it's loose in the corner and taken around behind by Gukin. Gukin goes and retrieves his lost glove. And now the puck is controlled by Richardson. Richardson onside, he takes a shot, that one high and up into the netting and out of play. Puck down, and the Mountaineers have won the draw. That puck flipped up high and taken by Slippery Rock. The Rock with a shot, that one blocked off out in front. A good back check there from Judas. And now Richardson flips one high and into the neutral zone where the Rock take back possession. So the Rock sends one far ice. Zainty pads that away. And now Richardson with a good toe drag to get by one forechecker. And now he flips one ahead for Avalone. Avalone unable to get to it, and that one goes all the way back down for Gukin. Gukin plays one out wide. A couple Mountaineers run into each other. And now Avalone comes and retrieves. Avalone for Hedges. Hedges goes back for Gukin. And now Gukin playing ahead for Avalone to deflect it onwards. Mountaineers second line racing off for a change. Now going to get it there is Lewis. Lewis looking to play it around. Van Dam coming around to help. And Evans plays one forwards. Evans' shot deflected out in front. And a good pad save from Zainty keeps that one at bay. Puck goes around the zones. Evans and Bartholow in after it. Now Lewis steps up and lets a bomb go. That one blocked off out in front. Lewis retrieves his rebound. That puck deflecting off a referee. It's still loose at neutral ice, and now the Mountaineers have it in the form of Van Dam. Van Dam drops one for Hedges. Hedges, he just flips one into the zone. Going after it now is Bartholow. Bartholow was using his body to box off that puck. But now on the puck are the Rock. Slippery Rock bringing it through neutral ice. That pass gets deflected and is taken by Bartholow. Bartholow leaves one off for Evans. Evans' pass off the mark as he'll just go off for a change. And the Mountaineers bring back out the first line. Morris backhands one along. He's looking for Murphy there. That pass just a bit off the mark. Murphy backhands it around into the zone though. Sawyer attempting to put on forecheck, unable to do so. As now that puck goes around the zone and racing after it is Morris. Now on it is Sawyer. Sawyer with a long lead pass for Keefe, and he's on the money. Keefe's got a breakaway. Keefe brings it in. He shoots, and that one's padded away. A great chance for Keefe there. Now Slippery Rock, they send one around the boards. This pass played long, cross ice, and here comes Slippery Rock with an opportunity. That shot off the post! He beat Zainty, but he couldn't beat the bar. Now they bring it in again, and that hits the post! 2 shots in a row right off iron for the Rock. In some cases, that post can be a goalie's best friend, and it's Zainty's right now. Slippery Rock with it in their own defensive zone now as they look to restart their attack. That puck turned over. Jukas, he's already got one tonight as he works the puck in down low, and he takes a shot. That one got blocked off, never found its way on net. Now back to the point for Richardson. Richardson sends one around the boards. It's back for Jukas. Jukas drops it off for Avalone. Avalone puts it out in front, no one there to receive. Now Slippery Rock bringing it through neutral ice. Now they have it around behind the net. Ran right into the wall there, heavily by Gukin, a strong hit, and the Mountaineers start back up their attack. Avalone ducking under a clearance attempt as that puck winds up on the stick. And Avalon with a rebound try, and that one doesn't go. Back to the point now for Hedges. Hedges rings it back around the boards. Evans and Judas in battling for it. Finally, Judas comes away. He puts it out in front. Hedges unable to get good wood on that shot. Now it kicks free for Hedges, and Hedges just sends it right back into the mixer. Both teams going after it. Finally, Slippery Rock able to clear the zone, and Richardson dumps it back in, and he'll race off for a change. The puck gets sent back around the boards. Van Dam on it. Van Dam losing an edge, but he stops and gives it to Evans. Now it goes around behind for Bartholow. Bartholow attempting to get to it, unable to do so. Evans backhands one, trying to get it into the zone, unable to do so. And that will be touched up by Van Dam, who was offsides. And with 12 minutes to go in the period, we will have a stoppage. Puck now controlled by the Mountaineers. That one gets sent around and picked up by Hedges. Hedges backhands one deep into the zone. Both teams battle for it. It kicks up high and takes an awkward bounce off a stanchion. Zainty going to come out wide to play it. Zainty leaves it around behind for Lewis. Lewis controls and he banks one off the glass. And now it gets backhanded along, and going after it is Sable. Sable bringing it into the zone, holding one on his backhand. He puts it out in front for an opportunity, and what a glove save! A great opportunity there for the Mountaineers, but a better save on the back end. Face-off leads to a shot for the Mountaineers. That doesn't work. Murphy tried to club it out of the air, but unable to get a stick on it. Now a shot through traffic. Richardson might have had a lane. Sawyer attempted to deflect it and wound up deflecting it wide. That one sent back into the zone by Gookin. Going after it there is Murphy. Unable to work his way through to the putt. And now the Rock have it as they circle around their defensive end looking for a path lane out. Now that puck flipped high and out of the zone. Richardson backhands one back in. And now battled for and taken by Slippery Rock. That puck mishandled. Now a couple players trying to get in that passing lane as the pass got through, but then a player is in the shooting lane, and it's Wyatt Murphy with a great block. Richardson plays one ahead for Keefe. Keefe trying to get after it, just a bit too far on what could have been a second breakaway opportunity for Eric Keefe. Keefe puts one right out in front, but no one's there for it. Now Jukas has it. Jukas lets a snapshot go. That one goes off the pillows. And now we're going to have a stoppage of what could be a penalty coming up against Slippery Rock. Couple players coming together after the whistle. And it will be a power play up. No, it's going to be 4-on-4 as Sawyer will go to the box as well. And so incidental minors. And there's the puck drop and a quick shot off the face-off. Has battled for out in front. And now Slippery Rock has it as they come roaring down the wing. A lot of speed on this team. That one right off the mask of Zainty. And up and out of play. Zainty checking out his mask, making sure it wasn't hurt by that puck. Everything seems to be okay, and he gets ready to go again. Face-off almost went on goal there. Awkwardly so. Zainty had to jump up to try and get to it. They wound up going over though, so no harm, no foul. Richardson and Gukin looking for an outlet pass to one of their forwards. That one just a bit too far for Jukas. And it gets backhanded along to be taken by the Rock. Slippery Rock working their way into the offensive end. They drop one off into the slot. And a big collision there. Gukin and Jukas coming together to sandwich a forward for the Rock. Jukas now blocking a shot, and he brings it back in on offense. Jukas circling. He takes a shot, that one off the pillows. Now Judas with it. Judas' shot. That one snared by the Trapper. And with 9:19 to go in period number 1, we have a stoppage. Face-off won by the Mountaineers. They play cross ice for Morris. Morris takes a shot. It gets deflected a couple times, but doesn't find its way on goal. Now the Rock with it. They ring it around the boards. Morris thought about pinching in, but wisely decided to back off. Van Dam providing forecheck. Both teams circling around. And now it's brought in by the Rock. Stokes and Morris going after it. Stokes will pick it up. Stokes stripped to the puck by a forechecker, but it's quickly taken back by Morris. Morris plays ahead for Van Dam. Van Dam for Stokes. Stokes lugging it ahead. His shot right into the mitt of the Slippery Rock netminder, and he will cover up for a draw. Face-off controlled by the Rock. Slippery Rock with it behind in their own defensive end. Now they work it out to neutral ice and they bring it ahead. Looking for a shooting lane. That shot loose out in front. Zainty trying to dive on it. Doesn't get to the puck, but well cleared out by his defense. And we're back to 5-on-5 now. Few players coming together alongside the Mountaineer bench, and Slippery Rock winds up coming away with possession from that scrum. They bring it into their offensive end and they send it around the boards. Stokes sees that puck kick away up high, and he takes a big hit there. Now Sawyer plays cross ice. He wanted Keith for that one, just off the mark, and that comes down to be taken by the Rock in their own defensive end. Sawyer laying out a big hit. Not the biggest guy, but laying some wood. And a penalty coming up as they went and decided to rough up Sawyer following his hit. They took exception to what was a solid hit from J.P. Sawyer. And that retaliation will get you every time. It looks like there will be a Mountaineer going to the box as well. As they retaliated to the retaliation, the refs will catch you on that every time if you come in and join the fray after the play. And we'll go back to 4-on-4. Goes off one by Slippery Rock. He walked his man on the draw, and he takes a shot. It's loose, and Zainty gets on top of it. And this game is continuing to get rougher by the second as players once again come together after the whistle. And Zainty with a great reaction there to get his glove back behind him on top of that puck. Puck just squeaked through. He realized he didn't have it and jumped on top of it before anything bad could happen. Face-off won by the Mountaineers. Hedges just flips it out of the zone. That'll go all the way down for what should be and will be an icing. Juke is coming back for a draw on his own defensive end. Puck drop, face-off won by Jukas and the Mountaineers. He wins it back for Lewis. Lewis plays ahead for Judas, and he goes back for Jukas. Jukas now lugging it through neutral ice. Jukas attempts to step by, unable to do so, as it kicks free and is taken on now by Lewis. Lewis circling, and he gets leveled. And with that stoppage, they're not going to let Lewis get off the ice. So Lewis will come back on. You know he's hurting after taking a big shot like that. Mountaineer line has to be getting tired. They've been on this ice for a while, and they've iced it twice. That shot in on Zainty. He pads it away. Now that puck goes for Jukas. Jukas playing ahead for Judas. That puck deflecting off of his stick, and Judas slams his man along the boards. Zainty settles it around behind his cage. Almost gets ran into by his own man there. Lewis just not able to accelerate away from the slippery rock forward. Those are those tired legs coming back to bite him. Now the Mountaineers can finally get a change. Hedges can't get off, but the rest of the line could. Now a shot in on Zainty, and he pads it away. And a big hit there from Gukin, and now they'll cover up for a draw. That'll allow Hedges to get off the ice. Tired legs replaced with fresh ones. Mountaineers going with Keith, Van Dam, Gukin, and Richardson for the remaining 43 seconds of this 4-on-4. Slippery rock with it. That shot through traffic never found its way on frame. The Rocks still have it in the offensive end as they cycle it around. Puck sent down low. Richardson putting on some pressure, looking to knock his man off the puck with help from Van Dam. Now it goes into the corner where Gukin puts his man hard into the boards. The Rocks still have it though, and they work their way around. Now it gets sent up to the blue line. That shot through traffic, deflected off, and another shot off the post for Slippery Rock. That one on the outside of the post, never really had a chance of going in. Now Keith bringing it forward. We're back to 5-on-5. Keith trying to get it into the zone, unable to do so there. And now Slippery Rock has it once again. Now brought into the zone. That shot right into the trapper of Zainty, and he'll cover up for a draw. Face off right into the ref's skates and eventually won by the Rock. Slippery Rock with it. Now it gets backhanded around. A couple players coming into the boards trying to gain possession of it. Jukas and Morris in there for the Mountaineers. Players doing what they can to try and rip it free. Referee informing the players that there's not going to be a whistle. Players continuing to fight for it, and finally the puck kicks free and gets sent up to the blue line for a shot, and Zainty pads that away, and that goes right up into the netting for a draw. .445 to go in period number 1. As this face-off now comes to the left of Zainty, won by the Mountaineers. And Morris walks ahead and he flips one, hoping for Van Dam. And it's stripped off a Slippery Rock player's stick by Evans. Van Dam now backhands one around, and that goes to Evans. Evans looking to go out in front for Bartholow. That one jabbed at. And now taken back out the blue line. That shot through traffic by Barrows doesn't work. And now Hedges flips one back in. And Barrows pinching down forward. He winds up leaving it for Evans. Bartholow down low, gives it off for Van Dam. Van Dam unable to pull the trigger. Puck loose out in front, and once again that shot never found its way on frame. The Rock bringing it into the offensive end. Now they backhand one around the boards. And now they're going to work their way right out in front of Zainty. Puck loose. Mountaineer defense doing a good job not allowing a stick to get on the shot. And now that's accelerated out of the zone by Belmore. Belmore sends one around the boards. And that's settled behind by the Rock. Now Pepinitis, he leaves one off for Hedges. Hedges' shot gets patted away with ease. Puck loose in the slot, no one there but Slippery Rock defenseman. And they'll work it out to neutral ice and into their offensive end. Now it's taken by Hedges. Hedges backhands one back out, but the Rock have it at neutral ice. The Rock have to wait to enter the zone due to delayed offsides, and that'll lead to Mountaineer possession. Stokes unable to hold the puck for very long, and now it's Hedges. Hedges going back there for Sable. Now a shot from the top of the point. That one finds its way up, not on frame. Hedges took a slash into the hand. Didn't like it, cross-checked his man. Refs saw the cross-check, or maybe they saw the slash. And it looks as though it was the slash that they saw, as the Mountaineers are going to have a power play. Face-off won by the Mountaineers. This one kicked over for Gookin. Gookin goes to Richardson. Richardson working it down low. As now it's worked back up for Richardson. Richardson at the point. He goes over for Keefe. Keefe passes across, and that gets sent back up to the blue line for Richardson. Richardson's shot looking to get one off through traffic. That one doesn't find its way through. Richardson with a great keep at the blue line. He takes another shot through traffic. That one gets on frame, but saved. Gookin down low. Looking to fight it through. He does so, and Keefe will get to it and keep it in the zone. Keefe wanted to go across for Richardson, and this could lead to a breakaway unless Richardson can get there. Keefe with a great back check, and then a solid hit along the boards to stop what could have been a shorthanded opportunity. Now the Mountaineers working it ahead. Sawyer bringing it into the offensive end. He drops it off for Keefe. Keefe takes a shot, and that one doesn't find its way on frame. 1 minute remaining in the Mountaineer power play. Lewis sends one into the zone. This one taken by the Rock, and they get it back out to neutral ice. The Mountaineers work it back in. Keefe, he takes a shot. That one doesn't get through. Sawyer with it around behind, and it's stripped off his stick and taken by Slippery Rock. They'll backhand one out of the zone. Zainty will come out to settle it. Zainty leaves it around behind for Hedges. Hedges with 30 seconds remaining on his power play. Works it ahead to neutral ice, and he dumps one into the zone, hoping to get around the boards for Avalone. Both teams battling for the puck, and it kicks free and is taken by Avalone. Avalone works it down low, and it gets sent up to the point for Lewis. Lewis steps by one man. He takes a shot. That one loose out in front and covered up. 6 seconds remain in the Mountaineer power play. Face-off won by the Rock. They flip one straight up and out of play. So there will still be 1 second of power play. More or less the puck will drop and Slippery Rock's man will come out of the box. There will be 1 minute and 6 seconds of 5-on-5 before the end of the period. And we're back to even strength now. That puck played around the boards. Shot in by Gookin. And Gookin's shot gets deflected up into the banners on the ceiling, and we'll have another stoppage with 57 seconds to go. Evans in on the draw for the Mountaineers. And he wins it in a backhand try, jabbed at. And that one will be covered up, and we'll have another draw. Evans on the puck drop. Ties up his man. And now Slippery Rock's able to work it out and potentially get some offense started. It's loose at neutral ice. The Rock flip it cross ice, and with it now is Richardson. Richardson plays one across, and that's taken by Barthlow. Barthlow sends one around the zone. Well, it's now taken around behind by the Slippery Rock defense. Now both teams battle away at it. Evans battling with 3 Slippery Rock players for the puck. And it kicks free right out in front for Barthlow. Barthlow's shot, and that one doesn't find its way on. Slippery Rock bring it into the zone. They take a shot that deflects up high and out of play. And with 8 seconds to go in the period, will probably be just one more stoppage. Face off, won by Slippery Rock. That shot there, put out in front and backhanded away. Well done by Morris to end the period. And at the end of one, the Mountaineers lead this game 1-0 over Slippery Rock University. I'm Quinn Kuski. Stay tuned during the intermission for an interview with one of the West Virginia alums, and I'll be back with you for period number 2 from Morgantown Ice Arena.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Owens and we're back for the 50th anniversary this weekend, and I'm here with Trey Bracey, number 13. So Trey, why don't you tell us what hockey means to you? Why is this sport so important to you?
Mainly like the experiences I made with my friends over the years. You know, growing up, you meet a lot of different people, playing in different areas, and just making those connections with people. That's been the nice thing, playing hockey growing up.
So you also got to play in the alumni game this morning. How did it feel to be back on this ice?
The best 5 years. Should have been 4, but 5 years I was here. And yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything.
Oh, no, I bet. It's wonderful memories.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Again, guys, my name is Lindsay Owens, and welcome back to the 50th anniversary weekend. Stay tuned, and let's go Mountaineers.
Gookin retreating back into his own end to get the puck. Looking to play it ahead for Keefe. Now Keefe with it in his own defensive end. Gookin playing it around the boards, and that kicks up ahead for Richardson. Now the puck controlled up at the blue line. That shot played through. That one blocked off though. Now the Mountaineers looking to leave their own zone. Sawyer going out in front for a good shot from Murphy, but covered up right into the chest of the netminder. Face-off controlled by the Mountaineers. Judas, he takes a shot. That puck still loose out in front. Now goes over the blue line for a shot through traffic. That one goes off the mark. And now the Rock with it in their own defensive end. They look to work the puck up out in front. And now that goes in on a delayed offsides. Jukas has to come back out. Now the Rock working into the zone. They take a shot. It goes across the boards. And the Mountaineers dump it in. Going in hard after it there was Avalone. He's unable to work it out in front. Jukas coming along to help. Now the puck gets sent cross corner. That one's going all the way down for what's a delayed icing, but the race is won by Slippery Rock. Rock looking to get out in front. Now that puck works free. And it's cleared into neutral ice territory and then dumped back in by the Rock, and they've got possession of it, but only briefly as they're going to go off for a change, and the Mountaineers now have it. Van Dam deflects one into the zone, and going after it and retrieving are the Rock. Solid hit there from Bartholomew as he comes around. Now at the blue line, that shot through traffic. That one patted away, and now attempting to retrieve it is Evans, as that one gets rang around the boards and chipped back into the zone. Evans sends one in. Van Dam retrieves. Van Dam trying to twist it back along for Evans. Now Evans right out in front. The only player there, they were Slippery Rock players, and they deflected away. Morris putting on some pressure defensively. A few players battling away for it in the corner. No one coming away with it. Finally the Rock do. Slippery Rock working it through the zone. They step up and they take a shot. That one deflects wide. Now it goes down low and picked up by Stokes. Stokes flips one ahead, and he gets it out of the zone. That one going all the way down. No icing. Player loses an edge, and that's going to lead to possession for Bartholomew. Bartholomew wanted to tuck one out in front, unable to do so, and it winds up back on his stick. Bartholomew with a shot, and that one covered up. And we'll have a draw. Belmore saw exactly what I saw. Belmore sitting wide open in the slot for a one-time opportunity. Bartholomew didn't see it, and he takes a sharp angle shot instead, easily saved. Now that puck gets sent around behind, and the Rock have it. Mountaineers dump one cross corner into the zone. The Rock going to be the first one to it. Sable putting on pressure. Both teams battling away for it. And that one winds up going into the glove and being covered up by Zainty. Face-off won by the Rock. They control it around behind right now. Now looking to work the puck out up in front. And that shot from the blue line deflected out in front, but it goes up over the net. A great opportunity there for Slippery Rock to draw this game even. Gookin twists it around for Richardson. Richardson drops it off for Belmore. Belmore gets flattened. Sable attempting to put on some back check, and it winds up working as he has possession, but it's quickly stripped back away. Belmore forechecking for the Mountaineers, and that's going to lead to a turnover. Sable walking in, he takes a shot, and that one's stopped. And we'll have a face-off. Face-off won by the Rock. That one flips up out of play. Almost destroyed our cameraman there, but he seems to be all right. And we'll restart play here with another puck drop. Face off at neutral ice now. Face off won by the Rock. Puck mishandled. Murphy laying out for it. Unable to get control though. That puck goes in off the chest of Keefe and finally out of the zone. And now a 2-on-1 possible for the Rock. That shot, glove side, Zainty, and the rebound is buried. And Slippery Rock has drawn even in this game. And now with the game even, we're back underway. Hedges with it around behind. Puck kicks free. And now Jukas with it. Jukas unable to get to that puck though, what could have been a good opportunity. And now it's twisted around for Judas. Judas sends it right across. Avalone just not quite able to get there. Jukas working it down low, hoping for Avalone. Now it gets twisted around for Judas. Jukas sends it up to the blue line. Lewis with a shot through traffic, and that one's stripped away, and now Slippery Rock with a 3-on-1. They work it down low, and that shot feinted, and now the shot now one's saved by Zainty. Good opportunity for Slippery Rock, patted away. And now a 2-on-1 for the Mountaineers coming back the other way. Jukas with a shot, and that one goes just high and wide. Absolute ripper of a shot, but just not quite on target, and a good deflection by Avalone. That one also just barely missing. Now the Mountaineers just flip one into the zone as they go off for a change. And now the Mountaineers with it in their own defensive end. That's played ahead, and now bringing it in is Van Dam. Van Dam drops it off for Bartholomew. Bartholomew shoots and scores! A great shot from Bartholomew and a great pass from Van Dam. And it's 2-1 West Virginia. Won by the Rock. It's a great, quick answer from the Mountaineers against Slippery Rock. Right when they started to get momentum with a goal, West Virginia answers right back and shuts them down. Evans drops one off for a line mate. Now that one's flipped clear and taken on by the Rock in their own defensive end. Rock play one ahead. Zainty coming way out to play it, and he's going to turn it over, but he's back in his net on time. Now Evans backhands one out of the zone. He takes a hit up high, and he's down and hurt. I'm sorry, that's not Evans. That was Belmore that took that shot. Referee's discussing if they want to do anything with this. Referees still gathered together. Of this potential penalty or maybe no call. The defender that hit Belmar was significantly taller than him, and while it was head height for Belmar. It was chest height for the defenseman, so they might call no harm, no foul here. And that seems to be the decision. And we'll have a puck drop at neutral ice. Face off won by Slippery Rock. They work one into the zone, but it's taken now by the Mountaineers. Mountaineers seem to be trying to figure out how to work one forwards, and now they'll go with a dump and chase. And a poor pass, as now Sawyer attempting to put one out in front. Keefe does put one out in front, but it's taken by the Slippery Rock as they got to the puck first. Now Keefe working it into the zone. Keefe with a shot, that one blocked off. Keefe fighting through a man. Now Sawyer gets it to Keefe, fresh off picking up his stick. And now Slippery Rock starting up their attack back the other way. They'll go with a dump in and go off for a change. Zainty coming out to play the puck. He twists it around behind for, I believe, Hedges. A few players go after that one. That one winds up getting kicked free and taken by Judas. Judas flips one into the zone and it gets played around. And Slippery Rock starting back up their attack. Now it gets back free for Judas, and it looks like that will be called offsides with 12:02 to go in period number 2. Face-off battled for and eventually won by the Rock. Slippery Rock playing it ahead. Few players battle for the puck, and it winds up kicking free and still being in possession of Slippery Rock. They play one all the way down for what will be an icing. Face-off controlled and now sent around the boards where it will be picked up by Lewis. Lewis sending one ahead for Jukas. Jukas flipping one. Now a few players battle for it and it's taken on by the Mountaineers. Jukas works it into the offensive end. Slips by one with a great move. He passes across and just off the mark for Avalone, who had an empty, yawning cage on the back door. Jukas passing for Judas. Judas loses the puck, and now it kicks free, and racing forward is Hedges, and we will have a stoppage. I believe the refs are saying the puck went out of play. Face-off controlled by the Mountaineers. They try to work one in, and we'll have another stoppage. I believe maybe a hand pass was called. Face-off won by the Rock. A few players come together in the corner, and it's taken by Slippery Rock behind their own cage. They work one out. It's played off the glass by Richardson, but right back into possession of Slippery Rock. Now the puck kind of sent out in front. Now they're looking to get a shot from the slot, and it kicks into the chest of Zainty. Kind of an awkward bounce there, but he gets on top of it and covers up for a face-off. Face-off controlled by Slippery Rock. They ring it around the boards. Now up to the blue line. That shot blocked off. Another shot. That one got through, but Zainty was on top of it. Key players pestering the offense of the Slippery Rock. As now it gets worked around behind, and the Rock have it, and a big hit there. Sawyer laying the lumber. Slippery Rock working it out of the zone. They now send it in around the corner. Going after it is Morris. Morris settling it in his own end, playing a long lead pass for Keith. Keith gonna win the... Keith clearly had a step for the icing. Not quite sure how you make that call on that situation, but almost looks like the exact opposite of the call with the Mercyhurst game last night, where a blatant non-icing was called. Crowd here at Morgantown Ice Arena is starting to get a little bit feisty after that call. They aren't too happy with it. And now West Virginia trying to start up their attack once again from their own defensive end. Sawyer, and what could be a 4-on-1. Pass right out in front. A good chance for Murphy, but he couldn't put it home. Now Slippery Rock starting back up their counter. They work it around behind the net. Now it's twisted around right out in front. West Virginia defense there to clear it out from in front of Zainty. Lewis with it. Working it ahead from the defensive position, and now he works it forward to neutralize. They'll just dump one around the boards. First player to it's Avalone. Avalone settles it around behind. Puts it right out in front, and that's off its moorings, and we will have a stoppage. West Virginia bench calling for a delay of game as they're saying that net was knocked off intentionally. Face-off won by Slippery Rock. They work it out of the zone. And now it's kicked free for Jukas. Jukas plays ahead for Judas. Judas takes a big shot, and he goes down. Now up to the blue line for a shot, and that one gets patted away. Good chance there with a blast from the point. Avalone trying to get it back up to the point. That pass just a bit too soft. Can't get it up to Richardson, and now Slippery Rock back in on the counter. Richardson knocks his man off his skates, and now it's backhanded back out of the zone by the Mountaineers. Slippery Rock with it from their own defensive end. They play across. That goes by everybody on the ice and somehow winds back up with West Virginia in neutral territory. That puck flipped into the glove hand, and it will be covered up for a draw. Face-off won by the Mountaineers. They battle for the puck, and it kicks free and is in possession of the Rock. Slippery Rock working it down low. They take a shot. That one right into the chest of Zainty. And he'll cover up for a draw. Face-off controlled by Slippery Rock. That shot comes from the blue line. Zainty covers up, and we'll have another stoppage. shot right off the draw. Zainty covers back up. Only 2 more seconds strip off the clock. Face-off controlled by the Mountaineers. They ring it around the boards. Nifty little move there, and the Mountaineers work it out of the zone. Van Dam banks one into the zone. Going after it there is Bartholow. Bartholow fighting for it. He gets knocked off the puck, but Evans sends it out in front. No one there to retrieve it, and the Rock have it once more in their defensive end. The Rock bring it into the offensive zone. Now a shot from right out in front, and Zainty there to cover up. Seems as though Slippery Rock thought they scored. The refs had already blown it dead. Shot off the draw from Slippery Rock. Known to flex off the pillars of Zainty and kicks back out for West Virginia possession. Mountaineers working into the zone. That one snared into the trapper of their netminder. And with 6:21 to go in period number 2, we have another draw. Face-off is put on goal. Almost slipped through the netminder there. Could have been dangerous depending on his positioning, but it slips wide. Now Keith twisting by. He sends one down low for Sawyer. Sawyer going back up looking for Keith. That pass off the mark, and now Slippery Rock starts their counter. The Rock bringing it into the offensive end. Passed out in front. That one deflected right into the pads of Zainty. No problems there. That pass deflected a bit too far. Sawyer racing in after it. As now it kicks loose and gets banked off the boards for Keith. Keith bringing it in. Looking to see if he has any help. Doesn't have any. That shot goes off the glove hand of the Slippery Rock netminder. A couple players come together there. Keith with a forecheck opportunity. Knocked the puck loose. Didn't realize he had done so. And West Virginia forced to retreat on the delayed offsides. Now the puck handled by Zainty. Zainty leaves it off for Richardson. Richardson flips one ahead. And racing it after it there is Sawyer. Sawyer putting some pressure on the forecheck. And winds up leading to a turnover and a shot from Keith. I'm sorry, that was Jukas. Jukas sends one down and around. And now with it is Sawyer. Sawyer puts one out in front for Keith. Keith unable to pull the trigger on a shot. Sawyer with a nifty move. He works out in front and that shot doesn't go through. Jukas now sends it up to the point. Now it's across for Richardson. Richardson through traffic, deflected, and that one patted away. Keith stuffs it on out in front, and it's a good goal. Keith with a great effort to tuck that one home, and the Mountaineers are up by 2. There's the puck drop, won by the Mountaineers, but they turn it right over to Slippery Rock. This one's settled around behind by Zainty. Now it's twisted back around for Hedges. Puck battled for around behind by both sides. Now shot right out in front. That one goes by Zainty. And now the puck into the Mountaineer offensive end. Mountaineer forecheck trying to force another turnover, and they will do so successfully as it's now on the stick of Jukas. Jukas unable to keep with it for long, and now Slippery Rock is bringing it the other way. into their offensive end. Now it's twisted around the boards. Pushing in after it is Evans. Evans puts his man into the wall and then turns the puck along the wall but cannot gain possession. Lewis backhands one around the boards, and that's taken by Stokes. Stokes sends one up to the blue line. It deflects around. Both teams jabbing away for it. And it's eventually sent far side to be taken by the Mountaineers. That one's sent ahead. Going after it is Judas. Judas passes one across, and he's just off the mark. Avalon's had a couple of backdoor opportunities that he's just not been able to get a stick on today. Now Slippery Rock bringing it into the zone. They work it around behind. Couple chances there, jabbed at. And now it's flipped high and long, and Bartholow unable to settle it. That puck kicked free. Van Dam attempting to battle for the puck. A few players continuing to go at it after it, and finally Bartholow comes away with possession. Bartholow gets knocked off the puck, and now Slippery Rock has it again. The back and forth continues as the Mountaineers now retake possession. Van Dam with it. Van Dam brings it into the offensive end. He drops off for Bartholow. Bartholow with a shot, and that one's saved and covered up for a draw. Looking to see if any penalties will be assigned to this little scrap after the whistle. Doesn't look like it. And we'll just stick with 5-on-5. Let's break things up. It's a moot point, and the puck is back down on the ice. That one's sent around the boards. And the Mountaineers attempt to battle for it, and they will take possession. Richardson into the zone with a shot, and that one's snared by the glove hand. A good shot from Richardson, but not quite good enough to beat the glove hand of the Slippery Rock netminder. Face-off controlled by the Mountaineers. Belmore with a shot, and he puts it just wide. Belmore gets taken out into the net, and it looks like we will have a penalty coming up for that hit. Maybe no penalty there, and they're just going to stop play because the net came off. And that is what happened. We just stopped play as the net came off. And that puck just out of the reach of Richardson as he tried to keep it in the zone. That puck will go all the way down for what will be an icing. And with 1:58 to go in the period, we will have a stoppage. Puck sent down low, and a backhand stuff attempt, and that doesn't go for Murphy. Now that puck covered up, and we'll have another draw. Face off in the Mountaineer offensive zone. There's the puck drop. It's won by Slippery Rock. They look to get it out of the zone, unable to do so. Sawyer attempted to deflect it, couldn't get wood on it. Patted away by the netminder. Now that shot gets rang around the boards and up to the blue line, and that shot through traffic in on Zainty, and a rebound opportunity is buried. And Slippery Rock with a 1:31 remaining in period number 2. They are back within 1. Definitely the last thing you want there if you're West Virginia. You want to get out of that period, this period, with a 2-goal lead. Unable to do so, but a minute 31, they could re-extend that lead. Face-off controlled by the Mountaineers. They pass across and turn it over. Slippery Rock bring it into the zone. That shot, loose out in front, and they almost scored again. Now the puck sent back around the boards, and Hedges in after it. Hedges backhands one out of danger. This one will go all the way down for what will be an icing. Face-off won by Jukas. Gets sent around the boards for Lewis. Back for Hedges. Hedges chips one along for Jukas. Jukas backhands one ahead. And that one will go all the way down to be settled by the netminder for Slippery Rock. Mountaineers with it again now. Lewis sends it out in front. That one just missing everybody on what could have been a good backdoor chance for the Mountaineers. This one sent back down low. Jukas with it. He sends it up to the blue line for a shot through traffic. Avalone with a chance, and the net kicked off its moorings once again. Face-off won by Slippery Rock. They send it around and out of the zone. Mountaineers have to touch up for the delayed offsides. The final seconds tick away. Slippery Rock puts one right out in front. They jab at it, and Zainty gets on top of it. Crisis averted there for the Mountaineer netminder. 14.9 to go in period number 2. Plenty of time if Slippery Rock wins this draw to draw even in this period. If you're the Mountaineers, you want to win this draw and just hold that puck, get out of this period with a 1-goal lead. Face-off won by the Rock, where the Mountaineers wind up stripping it and getting possession. And they're going to do exactly what I said and just try to cover up along the boards, but that doesn't work. Now it's battled for, and it will wind up working, just cause a battle along the boards, and that will be the end of 2. And looks like we're going to have a little bit of extracurriculars after the end of period number 2. Both teams gathering together, and players continuing to go at it. Players down on the ice behind Zainty's goal. Looks like things have finally separated, and now the ice can be cleared for the Zamboni. And that is my cue to leave you guys until period number 3 begins. I'm Quinn Kuski, and we will return for the start of period number 3 at Morgantown Ice Arena.